My guys and gals. My guys though. Forget E3. We're having E3 for Mega Man fans right now. It's happening. At BitSummit tonight, Inti Creates has announced new information for Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X. Yeah, we haven't heard about this game in a very long time, since it was announced last year at, what do you know, BitSummit. Tonight, I have the pleasure of sharing with you the release date and some details about the game itself. Let's get started. First of all, there is a new trailer, which you can check out from the description below. It's pretty epic. And then I have this giant PowerPoint to go through, courtesy of Inti Creates. So I'm going to go ahead and read through it all and then give my thoughts as we go. During a panel at BitSummit Volume 7, an indie game show held in Kyoto, Japan on June 1st and June 2nd, developer Inti Creates announced that Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X will release digitally on September 26, 2019 for Nintendo Switch, and get this, PlayStation 4, and Steam for $15, 15 US dollars, $14.99. But did you hear that? Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Steam. That's actually pretty freaking big for Inti Creates, because past Gunvolt titles have only appeared on the Nintendo consoles, and then Gunvolt 1 also came out on Steam, but Gunvolt 2 never came out on Steam. Maybe it'll come out sometime in the future, but bro, this is huge. We're having a multi-platform release for a Gunvolt game. That's a series first, and this is actually the first time the series is going to appear on a PlayStation console too. So right off the bat, this year's going to be great, dude. This year's already looking way more promising than before. September 26, 2019, guys. Now, what is Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X? This title, Luminous Avenger X, takes place in the universe of the Azure Striker Gunvolt and Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 titles. The Gunvolt series has become known amongst fans for its high-speed, stylish 2D action. This game will see series rival anti-hero Copen take the lead and push the series speed and intensity to the next level, all the while keeping the game accessible to new fans. And the model of the game is experience the apex of 2D action with Luminous Avenger X. Now here are the game features. Abilities to support a wide variety of players. Pervasion, which can completely nullify damage, and Anthem, which returns players from death in a powered up state, are just some of the abilities which can help new players experience Luminous Avenger X. Experienced players can enjoy scoring kudos by racking up combos while avoiding damage, a thrilling way to play to challenge the game stages. So pretty much gameplay works a lot like Gunvolt 2, it looks like. You can earn kudos to get your score racking up and all that. Pervasion and Anthem are still a thing. And it looks like Lola also got upgraded to take advantage of the newest hardware. Your partner robot Lola transforms mid-mission. In this state, Lola brings her powerful songs directly into the game, pumping up the action. The sound and graphical effects are the most dazzling in Inti Creates history. Very epic. And we also saw in the trailer that Lola has some kind of flowerish, angel-like form. And we also saw that in the key art that was released last year. But also in the trailer, we saw that Lola can also transform into a few different other forms. The one in the trailer that they showed was some kind of devilish-like form. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see how that changes the gameplay. An intricate score system made for sharing. Scores are displayed after each mission on a result card. Higher scores will display a more tricked out card, perfect for sharing on social media for bragging rights. Okay, that's cool. I was thinking maybe they were going to go for leaderboards. Probably leaderboards will be a thing in this game. Probably for a score attack mode. But that's cool that they're making it pretty easy to share your score for social media and stuff. That'll encourage people to really go for those high scores. So now we get into the meat and potatoes of this game. The story and the setting. And here is the summary. In the near future, in a nation unknown, humanity has entered a new age where the majority are now adepts. People who possess supernatural powers known as Septimas. Humans who do not have Septimas, known as Minos, are being hunted and executed by the Institute for the Promotion of Human Evolution, Sumeragi. Oh boy, they're back. Among these Minos, whose everyday lives have turned into a living nightmare, there was an urban legend spoken only in hushed tones. Tales of the Luminous Avenger X. It was a rumor of a warrior clad in pure white armor, accompanied by the Muse of Hope, Lola, who fought for the sake of all Minos. This story begins when the Luminous Avenger X, Copen, encounters a lone girl. Oh, so from this summary we can tell that It seems like the plot of this game is going to be Copen rescuing the people who cannot use adept powers, because apparently they're being hunted down by Sumeragi for some reason. So looks like Copen's job in this game is going to be to rescue all the children and people that are being hunted down because they're not special or something. Very interesting. Maybe Copen has a heart after all, right? He's always been that jerk, but you know, when it comes down to it, he may actually have a heart. Who would have thought? And here we have the character introductions. Copen, whose voice actor is going to be Yuma Uchida. He is the mysterious young man known as the Luminous Avenger X. Due to his own reticence, his true identity is a mystery to most. Known to some as the savior of the minnows, he journeys far and wide alongside his trusted partner, Lola, to rescue minnows wherever they may be. He seems to be searching for something known as the butterfly effect. So I think it was relatively unknown where this game takes place in the Gunvolt timeline, but it sounds like it may actually take place after Gunvolt 2, after he leaves his sister behind at the end of the game. And I guess he decides to just go on and try to rescue all of the minnows here. And then we have Lola, whose voice actor is Mayu Manita, a combat support robot created by Copen. She is equipped with a scanning system capable of analyzing enemy septimas. She can then replicate mock versions of those septimas as EX weapons, which Copen can use at his disposal. She is Copen's reliable partner. So yeah, we're gonna get to the EX weapons soon, but that's pretty much where the Mega Man connection comes in, right? After you defeat a boss, you get an EX weapon, which is basically Mega Man special weapons. Then we have Lola Idle Mode, which is the same voice actor, Mayu Manita. While normally taking on a sphere voice shape, ever since Lola analyzed the Muse Septima, she is capable of transforming into Idle Mode to support Copen in battle with the power of song. In this form, Lola also uploads music videos to the net to give hope to the minnows, among whom she is known as the Muse of Hope. Okay, so that's how people know about her and Copen, is that she uploads these music videos and people are like, oh, that's cool. She's the Muse of Hope. Holy crapoo. And speaking of the minnows, here is the main one, it seems like, in the game. Her name is Kohaku, and the voice actor is Yumiri Hanamori. She is a young lady who acts as the leader of the minnow children in the underground slums. Her bright personality supports the children living through such desperate times. She has a knack for repairing machines and has managed to furnish their underground base of equipment salvaged from junk parts. However, she has no real formal training with machines, working only by intuition. As such, many of the machines she manages to get working are far removed from their original purposes. So she seems like basically the leader of the minnows, and speaking of the minnows, what they actually are, again, are humans that are without septimas. While most minnows have already been exterminated by Sumeragi, this group of children, with Kohaku acting as their leader, have managed to escape Sumeragi's surveillance by hiding out in an underground base in the city slums. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of them left. There's Kohaku and there's like 3 other kids there. So big oof. And then here we have the first Sumeragi member of the game, it seems. We saw this person back last year too. This person's name is Blade. And then we have a little quote here, and they say, "My name is Blade. Under the authority of the great Sumeragi, I shall take her head, Ix." Okay. And I just want to talk about the design real quick. Right off the bat, this guy looks a lot like Gunvolt, doesn't he? I think a lot of us were saying that last year too when we first saw the art, but seeing the actual full artwork, you can see he has the electric septima, he's got the blue eyes, the blonde hair. Yeah, this guy is looking a lot like Gunvolt. I wonder if it is Gunvolt, or listening to the trailer, you can hear some of the voice acting work, and it sounds like Blade has more of a feminine voice, so I wonder if it's like Gunvolt's sister, or if it's like a female type Gunvolt-like character.
Blade, an adept with an electric septima who is affiliated with Sumeragi. He is a ruthless warrior who exterminates minnows at Sumeragi's beck and call.
Very interesting. Like, I could see the big reveal being that it is Gunvolt, or it's like it's actually a girl, because they refer to him as a he in the trailer. But I wonder if it's actually going to be a she later on. Very interesting. But let's read the summary of the character here. So again, this person's name is Blade, and the voice actor is Yui Ishikawa. Now, Blade is an adept with an electric septima who is affiliated with Sumeragi. He is a ruthless warrior who exterminates minnows without question according to Sumeragi's orders. Blade is under the direct command of Sumeragi's supervisory AI, putting him above even the most elite falcons. His combat prowess is said to be the pinnacle within Sumeragi. And that's pretty much the group that you're going to be facing in this game. They're called the Falcons. And we also have a little description on Sumeragi themselves in this game. Sumeragi, Promoters of Evolution, an organization that aims to usher in a new age of humanity by eliminating all minnows. While on paper, Sumeragi is merely a single corporation, their massive influence gives them control over essentially the entire nation. They hand select from the nation's strongest adepts to become elite falcons and serve Sumeragi's interests. And that's pretty much it for a story and characters. We also got to see a few other looking Falcon characters, but we will get into them after we gone through this PowerPoint here. So now we're going to move into the gameplay. Don't really need to talk too much about the gameplay because it's actually exactly like Gunvolt 2. Copen has his gun, of course, still has the same range and power. And then his other main ability is, as you might remember, Copen is pretty much a backwards Mighty Number 9. He dashes into enemies to lock onto them, and then he can home onto them with his laser shots and other EX weapons. And of course, he do lots of air dashes. Like, this guy is crazy. He's a lot of fun to play as. He just zips around all over the place, locks on, does massive damage with his lasers and his weapons and everything. And yeah, Copen was a lot of fun to play as in Gunvolt 2. And now instead of splitting off a game between Gunvolt and Copen, now you have a Copen focused game where everything from the level design to the bosses and the characters and everything is just centered around Copen's gameplay. It's gonna be pretty cool actually. I think this game's gonna be a lot of fun. So you can do air dashes, you can hover, pervasion, and also reload by landing on the ground. And just like the last game, he has the flash field as his default weapon. The flash field will automatically guard against any projectiles coming his way. And then here's a little thing about the EX weapons, and we also got one weapon here they already showed off. After defeating an enemy adept, Lola can analyze their Septima with her Septima scanning system, and create a mock version in the form of an EX weapon. Each EX weapon is quite powerful, and enemies have differing weaknesses and strengths, so using every EX weapon is key. Shortcuts can be assigned to the right stick for these weapons, making them easier than ever to use. Okay, cool, yeah, so yeah, now the Switch has a right stick, and now you can assign weapons to them. That's pretty cool. That's just, that's just like Mega Man 11. And they said here they want you to use every EX weapon, so I wonder if there's going to be a big focus on weapons this time around, just like a Mega Man 11. That's pretty cool, taking pages from Mega Man 11. I like that, Inti. And also here's the first EX weapon, it looks like. It's called the Nexus Anchor. Pretty much he dashes right into the enemies with a drill and does a lot of damage. That's pretty much it though. And then we can also talk about Lola's idle mode and awakened mode. So by destroying enemies one after another, Copen will accumulate kudos points. Collecting over 1000 kudos will activate Lola's idle mode, transforming her into a human form. The stage music will change to a vocal song from Lola, and Copen will gain access to powerful overdrive abilities. Overdrive abilities have powerful effects, such as automatically restoring health and an attack power bonuses based on current kudos. It sounds like Gunvolt's superpowered form from previous games, but now Copen has them as well when you get to 1000 kudos. So that's cool that if you rack up your points, there's at least a bonus for getting up to that point. So pretty much you're rewarded for playing well, which is great. Now we have Muse of Hope, Lola, Awakened Form. Whenever Copen's HP reaches 0, there is a chance that Lola's Anthem ability will activate and restore him back to life, just like in the previous Gunvolt games. When Anthem activates, Lola will undergo a powerful transformation into her Awakened mode. A special Anthem only vocal track will play, and Copen will gain access to his overdrive abilities, and he'll have unlimited bullets at his disposal. And they also mentioned that Lola just might have yet another brand new form too, which is probably that devilish form. So yeah, now there's a actual difference between idle mode and awakened mode, where she gets a totally different design. That's pretty interesting. But I wonder if there's other ways to activate it besides dying, because it sounds like from here that you have to die to activate Anthem mode, or awakened mode as they call it. So here's the gameplay flow. Progress through a variety of obstacles throughout a stage to encounter the boss at the end. Defeat that boss to obtain a powerful new EX weapon, and that's the basics of the mission. Afterwards, you can spend credits earned on a mission to acquire new abilities and enhance Copen's capabilities. So yeah, as they show at the end of the trailer, there is a item shop that you can go to between stages. It looks like it's run by Kohaku. So yeah, there's definitely a progression system going on there. You just got to collect a lot of credits again, like the previous games. Though thankfully, it looks like you won't have to collect any parts like in previous games. Because in the last two Gunvolt games, you had to collect parts and credits to actually make things. But from the looks of things this time, you just need the money, which is actually good. It really cuts down a lot of the grinding, which I think is something Gunvolt games got a little too heavy-handed with, is the grinding for parts and everything. If they can just keep it to grinding for money, that would really help the gameplay flow. And that's actually the end of our information here. So yeah, this is quite a bit to take in, wasn't it? But before we take it all in, I want to show off some of the artwork here because, my god, it looks amazing. Let's start off with the screenshots actually. So we're going to start with this one. So here we have Copen dashing through a bunch of saw blades. You can see that he still has 3 bullets to start with. You could probably increase that capacity with items just like in the last game. You have a new HP bar. You can see the kudos screen. Pretty standard stuff. You also have a Lola thing at the top right. That's probably for your special ability, like the Shredder attack that we saw in Gunvolt 2. And then we move on to the next screenshot. We have an adept here. We don't know his name yet, but he looks sheep inspired, kind of like Sheepman. You see he's got the wool on his head and some horns. And it looks like he has a giant structure that he's creating that he's about to drop on Copen. That's why he's getting out of the way. Next screenshot is just a standard screenshot showing off Pervasion. So pretty much when you get hit by an attack, it will use up a bullet. But yeah, Pervasion is a pretty broken ability. Next screenshot, we have some new artwork of Lola in her Anthem form. Looks pretty nice. And then we move on to just a standard idol form of Lola in gameplay. And you can see some kind of aura around Copen. And we now know that he has overdrive abilities in the idol mode, so that's probably what that means. Next screenshot, we have an S rank screen. There's probably going to be like an S plus or something as well, but there's an S screen. And we can see that he just got done with the City Slum stage, which is probably the intro stage of the game. We have Gutless, and there's probably going to be selectable difficulty modes for the kudos system in this game too, where the original would be 1 hit, gets rid of all your kudos, but then there's an easier one where it takes 3 hits to get rid of your kudos, and then probably the easy mode where you can't lose your kudos at all. It looks like it took this person about 3 minutes to clear the stage. That's pretty standard. The next screenshot, we have this stage here, and Copen is shooting at this enemy that's just blocking the way with lasers and everything. There's not too much to tell from here other than he's inside some kind of building. This next screenshot though, I can tell that this is from the City Slum stage probably. And there's a new type of enemy that has a shield. And the next screenshot shows Copen dashing into it or attacking it in some kind of way. And there's a target around it, so probably just dashing into and attacking it normally will just work. And the next screenshot, we're inside that building again. There's some stairs and escalators. And it looks like the same enemy from the last screenshot too, with Copen firing at it. Back in the City Slums with the next screenshot, with Copen just dashing through. The next one, an upwards air dash. Next one, the lower air dash. And then his hover ability. So yeah, Copen is pretty agile in terms of the air maneuverability options he has. He's a lot of fun to play as I've been saying. Next screenshot we have here is him reloading, so pretty much you tap down and then he'll just go straight down and lay on the ground and recover his bullets. And then here's Copen's idle pose. It's pretty much the same from Gunvolt 2. He has the pods that are surrounding him, and that's how he does the EX weapons and flash field and all that. And speaking of flash field, this next screenshot we get to look at looks like a mini boss, or maybe the intro stage boss of the game. It looks like this rundown military looking robot. He's got some guns and a compartment for missiles probably. And he's got a freaky eye. He's like, oh! He's also shooting some junk at Copen here, which he is deflecting with the flash field. So yeah, flash field is very good. Now you can see there's a building that's on fire in the background. Ooh. Now this next screenshot is another part of the boss battle with the sheep guy. It looks like Copen's getting completely bodied here. And we can see that they're playing the difficulty mode where 3 hits equals getting rid of your kudos, and he has 1 hit left before he loses his score, so you gotta be careful there. This looks like the desperation attack from the adept here. And maybe the Stru attack in the next screenshot is the weapon that you get from the sheep guy. So we can see it makes this nice little laser to target the enemy. It makes a little 3D shape too. And then Copen just dashes to the enemy with a drill and probably does a lot of good melee damage there. I don't think we're going to see the other EX weapons for now. That's probably the only one we're going to see for right now. But we can take a look at through the trailer real quick. And yeah, this weapon is called the Anchor Nexus. We actually see the artwork for the sheep guy here on this screen. And it seems like it took about 8 minutes to clear the stage for an S rank. So that's a pretty decently long stage actually. And this stage is called the Store Ruins. Copen goes to a grocery store to shop and he finds the sheep guy. That's probably what this other stage is too actually, is with all the escalators and everything inside the building. That might be the store. So this might be the stage where the sheep guy comes from. Yeah, we're just calling him sheep guy. Okay, so here's a screenshot of the store. So we got some abilities here we can look at. They're called Dean Slave, Heaven or Hell, Dis Retry, and then Bullet Plus, 1, 2, 3. And Bullet Plus, I remember from the last game, I think that's the ability that gives you extra bullets to use as Copen. So it looks like you get up to 6 bullets to use. That's pretty good. Heaven or Hell sets HP to 100 and then disables Pervasion, but increases kudos greatly. So this is definitely something you want if you're going for high score runs. And that's pretty much it for the screenshots. Now I really want to put a showcase on the artwork for this game because it's freaking beautiful. So let's take a look at it. Here's Blade right here. Like I said, it looks a lot like Gunvolt. He's got the electric powers and he's got a blade here. That looks pretty epic actually. Yeah, I can't wait to see more of this character. And we actually have silhouettes of all the different adepts here. So there's Blade on the far left. And then Sheep Guy would be the second one, I believe. But the rest are pretty much a mystery. We don't know much about them at all. I think they showed the one on the far right in the trailer as well. But thankfully we do get to see their faces anyways, because we'll see the key art later. And here's some new key art for Copen. He's looking pretty sharp. And then here's the key art in question actually. So we can see of course Copen, the Minos children, Lola, and then here's the main meat of it is all the adepts. You can see all their faces in the background. So this blue guy with the wild hair, he looks kind of like, reminds me of Slash Man a little bit, but he's definitely got like a beast like design. And then on the silhouette page, he would be in the center. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be him. And then there's Sheep Guy as well. Definitely got the wool going on. And to the right of him is this girl with the twin ponytails and purple eyes. And not much you can really tell from that character, but she's probably going to be the third one from the left on the silhouette screen. The guy on the far left, looking at Blade there, it looks like he's got like a massive cape and some spikes going on. On the silhouette page, he's probably going to be the second from the right. And then there's this girl on the top, and she looks kind of like a drone, and she has these twin discs. I can see her attack evolving these discs as well, and that might have something to do with the EX weapon you get from her too. And she would probably be the third from the right, I'm pretty sure. And then this guy over here, it looks like he has a shield, some kind of shields going on, so probably he'll be a very defensive type adept, and he might get a defensive weapon from him. That's just my speculation. So he would probably be the far right on the silhouettes. So yeah, that's all the adepts identified pretty much. We don't know all their names, but we at least know what they look like generally now, so that's pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna have 7 main adepts in this game, just like in the previous games. There's always been 7. Not quite the 8 of Mega Man, but hey. And then here's some artwork of Kohaku, is looking pretty good. There's a Lola in idle form. And then we have this nice landscape shot of the city, pretty much the city slums, and then the inner city in the distance. So I'm guessing the inner city is where Sumeragi and the adepts and all that live, and you just got this giant area beyond the walls, and that's just like the city slums where the minnows hang out and try to get away from Sumeragi. And then the Copen is just there, just looking at all this, and it's like, man, what a day. This next one, I think is actually an in-game screenshot of when Copen meets all the children from the Minos. We can see some gadgets and a wheel, and some other technology in the background. We got some sodas and some little drawings like bunnies and cats and a tree. It's pretty nice. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up for this information on Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X. The only other thing I have to show you is that if you pre-order this game, it's coming on September 26th again, you can get a Lola costume for Kohaku, and she can wear it in the little store screen in between missions. So that's pretty cute. But yeah, here's the main information again. Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X, coming out on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Steam. Coming out on September 26, 2019. It's gonna be $14.99 US. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and for more on Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X, Inti Creates, and other things Mega Man-esque, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. We might be back with a full analysis on the trailer and everything, but for now, hope you guys liked what you saw, and until next time, rock on, have a great day. Or actually night, because this is going to be uploaded at night. Yeah, so good night.